Right, again, Bo, at time of recording this, or date of recording this, 30th, the end of the month, 30th of June 2025, a long week in politics, or a long year in politics. Restore Britain has been announced by Rupert Lowe. Have you heard this? Have you seen about this?
Yes, a little bit, but fill me in. What's happened over the last day or so?
Oh, well, this is literally just today, to be fair. So, basically, Rupert Lowe came out and announced this. Says, today, we are launching Restore Britain, a movement. This is not a political party, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a political party. A movement for those who believe that we need to fundamentally change the way Britain is governed. We will build a policy platform together. A movement will be created together. A path will be forged together. There's obviously a key theme there, a running theme. This is not a political party, but a fundamentally different way of doing things. Members from political parties are very welcome to join us on this journey if they share our values and want to be part of a bottom-up movement that has the potential to transform Britain. I do not have all the answers. I'm not a politician. Technically are. I find myself in Parliament, independent and isolated without a party. But strangely, during my time in politics, I've never felt more part of a team. There are good, talented, dedicated people all over the country who are tired of petty Westminster politics. Now is not the time for another political party. It is our job to bring people together, providing a vehicle that can deliver the radical restoration that is required. But I need your help. Restore Britain will be built on a very different model. As a member of Restore Britain, you will have the opportunity to vote on the policies and principles that you believe in. And with this data, we will put pressure on the government and other political parties to recognise and act on the will of the British people. Initial policies will be released over the coming weeks to be approved by you, our members. Low tax, small state / immigration. Protect British culture, restore Christian principles, carpet bomb the cancer of wokery, fight lawfare, empower individual enterprise, and plenty more. We will provide substance, detail, a plan. Where appropriate, private prosecutions will be launched, legal challenges brought, and judicial reviews funded. We will fund independent investigative journalists to root out corruption, and a Freedom of Information task force to expose government waste. A unit specifically for whistleblowers will be established to amplify their concerns. 2029 is the ultimate objective, but that does not mean we cannot effect real and positive change in the next 4 years. If we don't, there won't be a Britain to restore. Being in Parliament, I am uniquely positioned to hold the government to account. Our independent unfortunately I have to say that word, gang inquiry is the most successful crowdfunding effort in British political history, helping to force the government's hand on holding a national inquiry. And in less than 24 hours, our parliamentary petition to release Lucy Connolly received over 100,000 signatures. Just think what we could achieve if we were doing that every week. We won't talk, we will do, we will act, we will deliver. Being a member will give you a real say in how the movement progresses and evolves. Direct democracy. So it just goes on to end with the Great Repeal Act in 2029. That can then be followed by national restoration. So this is Restore Britain. That was the sort of announcement, the key announcement. This is the page. 42.5 thousand followers in what? Off the top of my head, what, like 12 hours, something like that. So good. You know, it's getting there. Join Restore Britain. There was a few tweets that have been sort of posted around saying deport all illegal migrants. So nearly 2 million illegal migrants live in Britain, costing up to 10 billion a year. So he just wants to get rid of all of them. And then there was some other ones, just further clarification for some policies. Get your country back. Ban the burqa. So that's one thing that they want to do. Good. Shouldn't be controversial. Loads of other countries have done that. That should just be a given, quite frankly. And then there's another one, net negative immigration. Annual departure of legal migrants must at least double. Boris wave must be reversed. I love the fact that that's mainstream political rhetoric now. Boris wave. Brilliant. True. Asylum system must be abolished, and yeah, just millions of people just go back basically. So there you go. There's the. That's it. That's the main thing, I guess. Let's talk about it. We will look at the website as well, because obviously there's something here that we should, take a look at as well. I guess to a degree, like how it looks and things like that. But what's your initial thoughts on this? And would you want my thoughts? Should I give you my thoughts? I've spoken quite a lot. Let's get your thoughts.
Okay. I would have hoped that Rupert Lowe could have started a full-blown party, but nonetheless, this sounds good, right? I mean, there's nothing. He's not saying anything that I'm disagreeing with. Negative migration, brilliant. Yeah, if a movement can be made out of this, that maybe when the time comes to actually stand, they end up standing for advanced UK. I don't know exactly how it will work, but yeah, no, been waiting for some sort of movement from Rupert Lowe, and so yeah, no, I don't disagree with any of the policies. So yeah, well, what do you think?
It's tricky, right? So let's talk about this in a very nuanced fashion. Well, the whole conversation is quite nuanced. Let's talk about it as objectively as possible. Well, I will anyway. When I hold my cards on the table, when I initially saw this on Twitter, first thing that came to my mind was, and it's a saying, in the movie and TV world, who asked for this? Quite frankly, I think the rhetoric from everyone was Rupert Lowe needs to make a party. Ben Habib and Rupert Lowe need to make a party now. It's not to say that is not something which could happen further down the line, obviously, right? Like this could merge into that, or they'll work symbiotically together to get a lot of things done. Absolutely, unequivocally. I do feel, though, however, having said all of that, is that I feel like, does the right wing really need what is effectively just a lobby group? Is a lobby group, and this is a question to you, right? Because I want your thoughts on this. I do wonder, is a lobby group going to be effective to the likes of Nigel Farage, who is very, very likely to be the next prime minister, with no, outside of Advanced UK anyway, no right-wing parties going up against him? Is a lobby group going to be effective against a man with a planet-sized ego? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, good question. Yeah, on the face of it, no, not much. I mean, Nigel is extremely stubborn, famously so. So yeah, he will listen to who he wants to listen to, and nobody else, of course. But I mean, a lobby group, what is merely a lobby group, can go a long way or do a lot of things. I mean, even Reform aren't a full blown. I mean, they're registered as a political party, but they're not a democratic. It's still essentially a business, right? A privately owned business in essence. And yet they're leading in the polls. They're beating the Parliamentary Labour Party in the polls. So I don't think that necessarily the fact that the way it's organised or what it is as a lobby group necessarily means that it can't be anything. But yeah, I too would have hoped for just a full party. But again, maybe the vehicle for that come election times will be Habib's advance. I don't know exactly how it will work. But one of the things I thought was interesting, what I do like about it is restore. There's this idea that, Dr. David Starkey talks about restoration quite a lot. That what Britain needs is not a reformation or a revolution, but a restoration. We had it right way back when, and we can just return to that. Yeah, talking about repealing a lot of laws or laws that are on the statute books, a lot of bills, just remove them and restore us to the way we once were. Very similar things to what Ben Habib's talking about. get rid of many layers of red tape and bureaucracy that are preventing us from doing what's needed to save the country. I.e., and the fact that he's talking about there, at least on Twitter, straight away, net negative migration. I mean, that's the biggest thing of our age, isn't it? That's the main thing of our age, is being swamped by millions of foreign people. If that isn't addressed and firmly, then it's just one more talking shop. But it looks like it is being addressed, and anyone who follows Rupert Lowe will know that he's quite based on that topic. It's sort of the best we can hope for at this point in where the Overton window is. He's the best we could hope for. So I would have liked more, but take it for what it is at the moment. See how it grows. See where it goes.
Yeah. So here's the website. Here's our principles. Again, released today, June 30th. Right? I'm sure. In fairness, I bet you they'll just update this as they go along, and it'll be an updated date at the top. So a state that serves. The first duty of the state is to protect its own, our people, our borders, and our interests. Britain must put British citizens first. Wrong. I will say wrong straight away on that. No. Because there are people that are British citizens by paperwork. No. There are people that have been given indefinite leave to remain and naturalised, right? No, they shouldn't be put first. Some of them should not be put first, actually. No, because some of them can't even speak English. Some of those things actually go against some of the other rhetoric, which is, people that can't speak English need to be deported. Well, what if they're a British citizen, which undoubtedly would be the case? That's not harsh enough for me. If I was King of England, King H the First.
No, you're right. It's a valid point. It's an extremely valid point. Yeah. I mean, Douglas Carswell has been talking a bit about, stripping citizenship away from people. That there's nothing God-given about a citizenship. If you've been granted one, you can have it taken away. It's not the end of the world. You don't immediately become Joseph Goebbels the second you talk about that.
Those the ringleaders of the I can't remember which one it is, but the Pakistani grooming gangs, two of them, they ripped up their Pakistani passports. They were like, no, you can't deport us. So what passports do they have? British. No. Technically they're British citizens. No, they shouldn't be put first. They shouldn't be put first at all. They shouldn't be alive, quite frankly. I don't like that. It's not harsh enough. It needs to, again, you need to drill down into the actual rhetoric and change it a little bit. I like it on face value. It needs to be adjusted. Controlled immigration. So we're not a nation of immigrants. That is a lie. Fair. Mass immigration has left communities unrecognizable. Multiculturalism has failed and division has grown. We must restore control over who enters, who stays, and who leaves. Agree with that. Straight up. Can't argue with that. End woke. DEI ideology has consumed our institutions. Men are not women. No more anti-white racism. We must return to truth, biology, and equal treatment. We must restore a reason and common sense. I agree with it, right? But this is all rhetoric. I'd like to know why. I'd like to know how. How are you going to do this? What's the goal? What's the mechanism by which this policy is achieved in actuality? Do you know what I mean? That's what I would like. Because this is just, at the moment, it's just empty words on a page. There's no plan in place. Maybe that's to come. I'm not trying to be too harsh on it. I'm just trying to be as objective on it as possible, I guess. Power to the people. Politicians hide between elections and ignore the public. It's time for referenda, recall, and real accountability. Meanwhile, we must restore power to the people. That kind of goes to what I'd said before, I guess, to a degree. That's good, bad, thoughts.
Yeah. Again, what people? If you put it to a vote of whether you should have halal slaughter or not, and you've got 45% Muslims. Lo and behold, that wins the vote.
That's true.
But anyway, still,
No, that is true.
the principle is laudable.
Back business, cut tax. Britain is built by grafters, not bureaucrats. Slash red tape, cut taxes, unleash our entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Although, again, what entrepreneurs? Because there's a lot of entrepreneurial Turkish barbers and vape shops here. They shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be here at all. And this is one of the things, you know, I got asked by, funnily enough, a reform councillor. My local councillor is a reform one. And they asked me, you know, what do you think about the local councils controlling effectively who gets, you know, grants and things like that, and who should be allowed in the town centres and things. I'm like, yeah, absolutely, yeah, 100%, yeah. Be authoritarian about it, yeah, yeah. Like, it's been subverted and loads of people have been allowed in. Yeah, no, we should be more authoritarian about just being English people, just being British people, just being actual natives, you know, ancestral natives that should be, I don't know, not even ancestral natives, but ancestral to some kind of ties to the town would be good for starters. You know, local businesses for local people. I know it's a bit, you know, it's a bit League of Gentlemen there, but still, you know, that's what we should have, right? It's not, you know, then build out from there, because you've got to undo the damage that's been done. It used to be you would have local shops from the local, you know, the local residents servicing the local people. And there was nothing wrong with that. It worked. You know, we talk about restoration and repeal. Well, there's one. Just do the stuff like that. Cultural confidence. Britain is a Christian nation with a history to be proud of. Migrants didn't build this country. Britons did. Stop apologizing for it. We must restore national pride and cultural identity. Yes. Yeah. I mean, yes and no. Yes and no. My no part's to do with the Christian nation. We are, but we're not. We are, but we're not. We only became great because of the liberalization of Christianity. I'm sure you'll have something to say on this. The less religion, the better. You know, if we could go back, you know, a few decades to what we were all culturally like, which was a liberalized Christianity, we were much happier, much more prosperous, and just stick with that as a time capsule. Great. The fact that religion in the year 2025, the fact that religion, believing in flying fucking spaghetti monsters in space, the fact that religion, when we can fly across the stars, plays such a role in society is pathetic. And it winds me up no end. Winds me up absolutely no end. We placate to people that believe in nonsense. It's absurd. You should laugh at these imbeciles. Anyway, sorry. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not a Christian myself, but of course it is deeply woven into our history and heritage. The most general point I just would agree with is, don't apologize. Stop being apologetic for being white and British, and whether you are or aren't a Christian. Yeah, we should absolutely have more cultural confidence and be.
Sorry.
As I say, just to be completely at ease with our own history and heritage.
I agree with that. I don't think, however, Christianity in this country can be restored to the way it was, because it's been completely subverted by woke people. I mean, they literally stand there on their pulpits saying, yeah, great, yeah, Islam's fine.
Yeah, the Church of England. Yeah, I mean, Catholics wouldn't be doing that, but yeah, the Church of England has been, among the most subverted things is the Church of England. Yeah. So yeah, that's disgusting, absolutely disgusting. I'm not a Christian, so
yeah. But anyway, yeah. I agree with it. Yeah, don't apologize for it. Like, I'm very proud. I'm very proud of the Empire. I'm happy to sit there and say, yeah, I'm super proud of the Empire. 100%. We did amazing things the world over with the Empire. Defend our nation. Our enemies are not just abroad, they're here. Illegal migration, Islamist extremism, and foreign crime gangs threaten our safety. It's not just extremism. Islam as an ideology is extreme by definition. It is extreme by definition. And when when it reaches critical mass, it's not just the extremists anyway. They all tend to vote on bloc. So this, again, drilling down into the rhetoric. Maybe they can't be too harsh. I don't know, but I disagree with it just ever so slightly.
Yeah, no, I agree with in the most general sense, everything that's being said there. Yeah.
Power, not poverty. Drain the swamp. Just talking about Quangos. Good. Bin them off. Yeah. Get Britain working. Millions are economically inactive. Yeah, benefits are just a sham. They should. I'm all for. I say all of this really harsh rhetoric, very authoritarian rhetoric. However, here's my left-leaning, compassionate side coming out. Unequivocally, there are people that need benefits. There are. There are paraplegics. There are people that have been born, with awful issues. There are people that fought for the country that, I don't know, suffer from PTSD. They wouldn't even be able to sit in a car anymore or go outside for fear of loud bangs. All these kind of things. And I feel like actually welfare as a system should benefit those people. It should allow them to live an okay life. But I do believe that, yes, the benefit system is completely subverted, abused, and milked for all the taxpayers' cash possible. But I do believe we should have welfare. I do genuinely believe that, because I just think there are some people that just can't, and they didn't ask for that. And as a compassionate society, I feel they should be looked after.
And on top of that, they're able to claim benefits. So do. It's gross. Millions and millions of pounds are what essentially wasted on that. I like the idea of drain the swamp, along with fighting wokeism. We just have to fire lots and lots of people, especially in the civil service. Go down the list. If all the senior leadership people are all wokists, fire them all, and just get new people. A lot of all these points could never be done until you drain the swamp, until you remove the people, everyone from the cabinet office down.
That's true.
Almost by that, the cabinet office.
I was going to say, almost by definition, drain the swamp should be at the top then, shouldn't it? Because it's like, that's day one. That's what we do, drain the swamp. But I like it. I like all the rhetoric. I mean, that's it, really. There's not much else to it, to be honest. He just launched this pressure group.
40,000 followers in a few hours. That's not too bad. Not too shabby.
Yeah, I think it's pretty decent. Again, Elon Musk did come out in support as well. Said, just support the sort of tangential tweet support that he did before with Advance UK. So it's good. I mean, can you imagine Elon donating to both those parties? That'd be epic. That'd be brilliant.
That would be super epic. Yeah.
So that's it. I mean, that's basically. I don't know if there's anything else really to say on this. For me personally, though, I want to. I like the name. I actually quite like the name. I think the messaging is good because it's not a case of. If you're going to compare Ben Habib's party to this one, not that this is a party, but a movement, this one, Restore Britain, harkens back to brighter days in British history, which I think taps into the very core of what people are feeling. They're feeling displaced. I mean, they are literally displaced, but they're feeling displaced. They're feeling and they're seeing the change around them. And what people want is to go back to how things were. They want to see communities pop up again properly. So I like the name. Out of all of the names that we've had from all of these various parties or movements or whatever, I think this is one of the better ones. So I guess it'll be a watch and see situation.